My name is Saft. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Westgate Resorts. We operate in 3 different countries. It's about 15,000 rooms and 8,500 team members that work every single day to put millions of people on vacation. The guest experience at Westgate is the most important thing we look at every day. Learning and development is the tip of the spear, if you will, as it relates to that. Because if we see something that's disharmonious as it relates to engagement or satisfaction, we know we can deploy our learning and development team, and they'll do a great job in getting our service standards back to where we expect them to be.
I'm Ketron, Vice President of Learning and Development at Westgate Resorts. When I first stepped into the role, we had many decentralized functions of training. So different pockets, different areas of the organization had their own training functions. We would have a leader come to us and say, hey, we need a training for this. And the team would say, okay, we'll deliver a training for that. And we didn't ask a whole lot of questions. And ultimately, training is done. We did training, but we just checked a box. And we started working closer with our partners to say, what is it that you're actually trying to change? What metric are you actually trying to move? So learning and development has really transformed into a strategic partner for our business. So one of the things that I think gave Schoox the edge is early on, I met one of the sales reps, and the relationship that I was able to build with that individual was very different than I believe a lot of vendors. It didn't feel like a vendor relationship. It felt like a very personable relationship.
What stood out about Schoox was the on-the-job training checklist portion for me. The team member knows what the standard is for our company. They know that I have to do this, and this is what I have to do in my day-to-day operation and how to do it. Something that also stood out to me with Schoox was the real-time visibility into training. A team member completes an online course, for example, immediately it's updated on their dashboard, and that manager can go in and see those updates real time. We might have some rapid rollouts that need to happen quickly, and the features that Schoox offers where they're able to see real time, and that really gave me some confidence in the ability to take some labor off of our team.
A couple of the other highlights that I think was really important for us as a company is really being a frontline organization, and a lot of platforms do not deliver on frontline experiences. Their focus was on the worker that sits behind the desk, when 80% of our population does not sit behind a desk. They are out in the field. And so that's what kind of brought us back time and time again to saying that this was a really good solution for us.
Our guests are constantly evolving and giving us their feedback and telling us what they expect. I might get scores at the end of the month and realize there's a gap. I can then create a training in a day and roll that out at Schoox in a few clicks and meet that moment where it's at.
Now with using Schoox as our learning management system, we're able to connect training activity back to the real metrics that really move the business forward. And we're not just looking at completion rates anymore. And we're also getting very granular now, and we can see this down by property, down to department, down to specific individual, and tie those data points back to the outcomes that the business is actually looking to gain.
We've seen our engagement on the job training jump tremendously, right? Even shortly after we had rolled out, we were shocked at the number of team members that had gotten in and realized how important it was to document their training.
Every business has certain competitive advantages. For us, being a private, family-owned company, entrepreneurship and speed are ultimately the 2 biggest drivers of success that we have. Learning and development allows us to deploy those 2 strategic advantages. If we decide we're going to change a strategy or a process or something, we can synthesize that fairly quickly, and then they can deploy that out to the front line. And having tools to be able to do that, like Schoox, make it valuable as part of that process.